Okay, we got a very special guest on the podcast today, Jaylon Tate, who now
Hello.
plays for the Santa Cruz Warriors in the NBA G League. Had a pretty extensive overseas career as well, and then going back even further, played for University of Illinois. So, what's your story, man? What do you where do you want to start off with?
Yeah, man. First, I just want to say thank you guys and appreciate you guys for having me talking to me today. Um, but yeah, born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. As you guys know, it's I grew up on the south side of Chicago, so it was rough growing up, just dealing with like outside distractions and the violence out there and just other distractions you can get into off the court. But basketball definitely been like a big factor in my life, just where I'm at today. I think the first time I started playing ball, I was like 6 years old. My mom's best friend put a ball in my hand, and from there, like I've never looked back. Opened a lot of doors for me. So I went to Simeon Career Academy in high school. I won two state championships, city championship. We were the number one team in the country at one point. A couple of guys who came through there, like Derrick Rose,
Yep, of
Jabari
course.
Parker, Kendrick Nunn, Taylor Horton Tucker, Zach Norvell, and
That's
a
an
lot of other
all-time high
guys.
school basketball program. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So we got a lot of guys who are still playing overseas and stuff too. So, yeah, playing there and just playing on a national stage at such, like a young age. We were traveling like a college team. In high school, we had like, I think my senior year we had like 8 out of town games and like 4 or 5 national TV games in high school. So
Jesus.
just getting used to that type of like status and career at an early age kind of molded me to get ready for college for the professional level. So I graduated from Simeon and got a full ride scholarship to the University of Illinois. I had a lot of offers and it was a tough decision, but I think just playing your hometown state and school was one of the main things that attracted me there. Kendrick also went there with me at the same time. So it was big having somebody there, like a good friend and a teammate that I played with. And also they had other Chicago guys there too. So going there and just also the academic, side of things at the University of Illinois is one of the best schools in the world. I love it to death. I always bleed orange and blue. Sorry to my Penn State guy. But yeah, so yeah, I played 4 years there, graduated, got my bachelor's in communications. And then from there, that's when the real work started. I signed with my agent right after college. And my first year out, I played in Canada in the NVLC League, the National Basketball League of Canada. Had a great rookie year, won Rookie of the Year, made all league third team, all playoff team, all rookie first team. Led the entire league in assists, total and average. So I had a great first year. And then from there, I went to Europe, played in Finland. In my third year, played in Latvia on a Champions League team, Vince Fields. So I was able to play at a really high level, get some really talented guys who've been in the NBA, top league Europe. That year it was weird though, because that was a COVID year too. So
Yeah.
we didn't even finish the season. It was really weird. We stopped playing and got sent home. So it's kind of hard. A lot of guys really don't count that year, but it was also just a good experience playing on that type of level and, getting that exposure, traveling to different countries and playing, these top teams. And then last year I played in Austria. Since the COVID, I signed with the team like I want to say in like these like November, but I really couldn't get out there until January just because there's so many rules and lockdowns and the process was crazy. It was crazy last year. But it was also good because I was able to stay home longer and spend time with my family and friends and do a lot of things I usually haven't gotten to do in the last few years. Like I was telling my mother last year, like it was the first time I was home for Thanksgiving and Christmas since high school. You know, and
Crazy.
that's like what, like 7 years I haven't been home for Thanksgiving or Christmas just because of basketball and the sacrifice that I had to make. But just being able to provide for them and for myself, though, it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. So Austria won a championship last year, So it was my first
yeah.
professional championship. Yeah, so it was worth it. It was a blessing. Really good time. So now I'm here in the G League with the Santa Cruz Warriors, and looking forward to what I can make happen this year.
Cool. Perfect.
That's
Well
what's up.
said.
Jaylon, I have so coming from Chicago, so you take like the whole country as a whole, Chicago, DC, Baltimore, New York, a couple spots out in California. Every one of those cities has like a different style of play, and you can see it in guys, especially as they progress in the league. So describe how the Chicago in you has built up into your basketball, and like how has that helped you, and like just like what is that environment like, and walk us through that, because Chicago high school basketball is serious stuff.
Yeah. I think just the main thing like is just toughness. It's just tough, just like being tough, like and I think that's just what we get from our environment, like off the court, like it's just growing up like in like certain areas and stuff like that. You got to be able to like defend yourself and just hold your own, and that carries on to the court. And I think like for Chicago guys, like you watch guys like Derrick Rose or you see Kendrick Taylor, and it's just always about toughness. Like you got to be tough, and I think we not scared of competition, and we never back down.
What was that like? You said, I mean, seeing how good your high school team was, what was that like at such a young age, being in the spotlight like that? Did you have anybody on your side, like kind of bringing you back down to earth, or was it like all getting to your head, or how did that go?
Yeah, it's crazy because it was like at the time, social media is like so crazy now. So it wasn't social media wasn't as big then, because I didn't make an Instagram until like before I got to college.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time, like, we were so big around the city, like around the country, playing on TV. But at the same time, we were just still kids. So we were like just having fun with this. Like it wasn't like, guys were getting too big headed or we were all, and that's another thing, we were all good friends, like off the court. Like we used to hang out all the time, like off the court. So like we were really just enjoying the moment and just playing.
So real quick, what city in America has the best high school basketball?
Come on, man. Chicago.
Okay. All right. Yeah, obviously. All right. So progress a little bit. I want to kind of keep it, I'm sure Brandon does too, kind of like in the way your career progressed.
Mm-hmm.
When you got to Illinois, I think back in the day, especially when we were younger, the Big Ten was like a football conference, or that's at least what people said. And over the past like 10, 15 years, Big Ten has jumped out of like the old Big East shadow, obviously the ACC.
Yeah.
So what was your Big Ten basketball experience like? Because it's totally different now. Like Big Ten basketball is huge, and it was huge when you were there. So like, what would you say to those people that would say, Big Ten isn't like a basketball conference?
Yeah, that's a great point. I think for me coming in, it was like the physicality of it. Like it's grown men. You're playing against grown men, literally every night, and you're playing against future pros every single night. Like there's no nights off. Like, there was a time when I was, as far as in like me as a point guard playing, like I look up on the schedule, like, okay, we got Indiana. I got to go play Yogi Ferrell. We got Michigan State. I got to play Denzel Valentine and Gary Harris. The next night, that's another pro. Like, it was crazy night in and night out. Like, every game is like the spotlight's on. Like, you got to come to play every single day. And I think, going back to high school, like that prepared me for that. Like, I wasn't afraid of those big moments and big crowds and big lights. So, it's Big Ten basketball is definitely, if it's not at the top, it's definitely been one of the top leagues for the last, few years.
Yeah, and your career at Illinois was right at that time where I think it kind of took from like being one of, I mean, obviously it's still the Big Ten, there's huge schools there.
Yeah.
But I think it's
for sure.
During your time there, it definitely progressed into like more of the spotlight, I'd say, in like college basketball world.
Yeah, definitely.
What was, because you said you went to Illinois with Kendrick, right?
Yeah, we went in the same year. Yeah.
Was that like was that planned? Did you guys, or was it like completely unrelated?
Yeah, so it's crazy. So he committed there before me,
Mm-hmm.
and when it came down to my top 5, it was like Illinois, Xavier in Cincinnati, Xavier, USC, Maryland, and Missouri. So, I was
Not a bad top 5.
yeah.
It's just
So he was
not
already
bad at all. Too.
he was already committed. And we played AU together with Mean Streets. We had played high school together for a few years. So like, we had this chemistry, and we were really good friends off the court too. Like we always hung out. So he was really a big influence on, my commitment. Like when I did my official visit, it was homecoming weekend. And I didn't know, but he came down too. Like he surprised me. He was down there the whole weekend too. So like, he definitely was a big influence. It wasn't planned at first, but it just kind of happened that way.
Is it cool to see guys like that you played with long before they got to the NBA, and like you've seen your progression as well as their progression, and is like, do you ever compare yourself, or you're like, we got different styles of play? Like how did that go? Because I've never, give you a little background about me. I grew up overseas, so I never played against anybody that's in the NBA or anywhere close, So for me, when I came to college over here in the US, and I had teammates that played with like Markelle Fultz and a bunch of those guys, and I'm like, I can't even imagine what that would be like. So what was that like?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, like I said, like we're such good friends. Like it's crazy. Like we all hang out. Like especially like during the summertime, we all hang out, and we'll go play golf or something. Like go to Top Golf or something like that, and we'll sit there and talk about it. Like we even talk about old times. Like you remember this happened, like stuff like that. So it's like it's crazy. Like we don't really think about it like that, but then we do look at it like, wow, like look how far we've come. Like we've worked for this, and of course everybody's journey is different. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, like we're such good friends, and we push each other. We work out together, we train together, and we hang out together. So it's like sometimes we don't even really recognize it until like people bring it up, and we're like this is the situation we in right now. Like so, it's crazy to think about it because we used to talk about this when we were 14, 15 years old.
Yeah.
Right. Real quick, golf swing, nice or what?
What's the top golf score? The high score at Top Golf.
Like
I don't even want to tell you mine. I'm one of the worst ones out the group.
Who's the best? Who's got a good stroke?
Who's the best? Actually, none of the guys. My best friend, his name's Bryce. He's always with us all the time. He's probably the best one out the group, better than all of us. He's probably the best one. But yeah, we just do it for fun. Just
we won't hold that against
get
you.
Away.
It's all good.
Appreciate that.
So you went to, after Illinois, you went to Canada first, right?
Yeah.
What was, now technically that isn't overseas, but it is out of the country. What was that like, a kid from Chicago who still, went to college in a similar area from where you grew up? What was it like day one, a kid from Southside Chicago playing in Canada? What was that like for you?
It was an adjustment. I think going from like living with your mom and a lot of things getting done for you, like you on a certain system every day, going to high school, going to class every day, in college, you on a certain program and schedule every day, to at the professional level, it's a schedule, but you're not kicking it with your teammates as much. Guys have families, guys are older, married, have kids. They, don't kick it like that much. It's a job, it's a business at this point. So it took a while for me because I was, like my first 2-3 years playing professionally, I was like one of the youngest on the team. So it was an adjustment for me. I think just me staying in the gym just kind of helped me get through, like staying in the gym and just, I think connecting more with my family and friends even more, just, building those relationships and just learning about myself even more. So it was an adjustment for sure.
So all your overseas work, and then obviously you moved away from Canada and you went to a bunch of different countries. That you feel like that actually brought you closer to like your friends and family back home?
Yeah, definitely, because it's like, I try to. I crazy thing about me, I don't really like being alone like that. Like I'm always with
That's
one of my
fine.
friends or something like that. Like I'm always with somebody. Like if it's in the gym or just at my apartment, back in my apartment in Chicago or some family. Like I'm always with somebody. So me being alone like that, at first it was driving me crazy. I'm like, man, and then I'm on different time zones. So I think we just, connecting with them more, really just opening up, to do that. That built our relationships even more.
What was your favorite country out of the ones you played in?
Whew.
Answer that from a basketball standpoint and as like a living standpoint.
Cultural, yeah.
Okay.
Because they're all
Um,
super different.
I gotta know which one's got the best food too.
Oh, best food. Okay.
Not Canada, I imagine.
Nah. You know what? I think living Finland, because I was in the second biggest city and my apartment was downtown. And I was literally by all the restaurants, clubs, the malls, everything. Like it was crazy. The second biggest city behind the capital. So living wise, that
What
was by
city?
far the best. It's called Tampere.
I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that.
Yeah, so it's like Helsinki. Helsinki is the capital, so that was the biggest city.
Yep.
So it was right behind that. So
Okay.
it was lit. I loved it. It was a good time. And then my grandparents came to visit that season, so I was able to take them out, and we had a ball. It was good. For basketball, I want to say it's a tie between the Latvian team because I was Champions League, and it was dope being a part of
Yeah.
that type of program. Where like play one day, 2 days later we're in Greece. Come back home, play a game. 2 days later we're in Spain or something like that because it was just out of town playing like different top teams, different arenas, different fans. It was crazy. And then this past season when I won championship in Austria, like it was lit. Like getting a championship. A lot of guys play 15, 16 years and never win a championship. And I did it in my, third, fourth year, or fourth
Yeah.
year. So it was, yeah.
So give me like a 10 to 20-second elevator pitch on like why it's great to be a professional basketball player overseas. Like for everybody in college right now, if you could try to convince them to become a pro basketball player overseas, like what would you say? What are the perks?
First off, you're getting paid for what you love to do. This is something you've been working towards, since you first started dribbling the ball. All your hard work is dedicated to this. Now do this to take care of yourself, your family, put yourself in a better position in life. And also just, get that chance to experience the world. Get out your comfort zone, see different places, learn about different languages, different type of people, and just have those experiences, you could tell your kids one day. So it's definitely a blessing.
All right, so let's get to the G League. I love asking people this question because I love people to walk us through the experience of that first signature, right? Like that first contract, that first signing. What's going through your head? Are you back in Chicago in your high school gym or like your middle school gym? Are you thinking about your parents and your friends growing up helping you get to that point? Like what was the first kind of thought you had, like right when you're signing that thing?
Yeah, so it's crazy. The way it happened was my agent told me that he had got a call from the G League Warriors and that they were interested. So we went down there, did a workout. And I was preparing so much for the workout. Like I wanted to be perfect. So I wanted to go there like there was nothing was guaranteed the next day. So I went down there. I played really well. I did really good in the workout. I got a call. My agent called me like 3 days later. He said, you did really good. I got some good feedback. They said they're going to let us know what's the next steps. And I'll give you a call in a couple of days. I think I was in the gym one day, working out, and I looked at my phone and I seen I had 2 missed calls from my agent. And he's like, call me as soon as you get this. So I stepped out at that moment, like, what's up? Like, is everything okay? He's like, yeah, what you doing? I'm like, man, just in the gym right now, putting some work. He's like, good. He's like, you putting in that work. He said they about to sign you. I'm about to get the contract, and I email it to you. We'll sign everything. And I was like, man, it was like a monkey was off my back. Like it was just, like a good feeling, like something you worked for. I know the work isn't done still, but just getting this opportunity for sure is like a lot of guys' dreams. So, we got the contract. As soon as I signed it, I called my mom and told her. And then it's crazy, like right before I left to come out here, I was supposed to go to my mom's house to drop my car because I usually, like, when I go overseas to go play, I leave my car with her. So I pull up over there and I leave the car. I'm coming in through the back door to get to her house, and it was dark. She turned the lights on. There was a whole bunch of friends and family there, surprised me.
Hell
So, man,
yeah, I love that.
Yeah, man, it was a good feeling. She always had something up her sleeve. So, it's been such a good feeling because everybody knows how hard I work, and I'm putting in a lot of time and a lot of hours in the gym, and I really sacrifice and work hard for this. So, yeah.
Just because I'm curious, how long do you work out for? And two, like what's a typical workout consist of? Like break it down for us. You start with shooting, then you get into ball hand. Like or how's your
Yeah.
weekly schedule go? Like break it down.
Yeah. So so off season, I get like the off season schedule. Like in the summertime, I usually work out in the mornings because I like to. I get up early, so I like to get up, get my workouts in early, so I can have the rest of my day and just spend time and kick and enjoy the off season in the summer. And I travel a lot too, so normally like I'll work out Monday through Friday, and I try to relax on the weekends. Still try to enjoy the summertime. So I'll get up, go to the gym, hit the court with this guy I train with. Well, we get a lot of shots up. We do ball handling, shots. He mixes it up every day.
Mhm.
So we're usually in the court for about an hour, hour and a half. Just depends on what we're doing or how many guys is with us that day. And then after that, I'll go straight to my trainer who I do weights with, like strength and conditioning with. And we're probably in there for about an hour, hour and a half the most, because we do a lot of stretching too. So in there for about an hour, hour and a half. And then sometimes, like depending on how I'm feeling, I'll go back in tonight and get some shots up because I actually little shots up. One of my friends, he doesn't play, seriously professionally, but he just, loves being around the game, and he'll still play like little men's leagues and stuff like that to stay in shape. So he'll work out with me sometimes. But that's really it.
So this whole time we've been sitting down and talking, pretty much they've been constantly saying, I was in the gym, I've been in the gym. Somebody called me, I was in the gym. And it's crazy to think about like how many times you hear like the difference between high school and college player and professional NBA player is like that work ethic, being in the gym. Where did you get that? Where did that work ethic come from? Because you clearly have had it your whole life, because that's what you've been telling us your whole life.
Yeah. Because I think it's crazy. Like I feel like when you want something like really bad, like you don't really like put that work in for it. Like, and it's not like it's forced. Like I really love to do this. Like I love playing basketball. I love being around it. I love watching it. So it's like it gets to a point where like I'm not even realizing how much I'm in there because it's like I just love to do it. Yeah, like when you just want to, do something better for yourself and change your life, you got to put in that work. Like the results gonna show. And I think that's another thing. When you see the results, like you see you getting better, you see like you doing well, it makes you want to just, keep working at it.
So flipping that in reverse, has there ever been a time that you were like, this ain't worth it, I'm done, I quit?
All the time.
Yeah.
That's all the time. Like that's part of it too. Like it's not always the glamour and the gold to it. Like it's definitely times just like, and I think that's the best thing about it. Like, it's not gonna all. It's days when you like I wake up and I'm like, man, like I don't even feel like doing this. Like sometimes you don't see the results all the time. Not at least not right away. Sometimes things go bad. You get injuries, things like that, and it makes you second guess yourself. But it's like that's why a lot of guys like are where they are because through those times they just kept going. Like a lot of guys give up, and like I've never been the type to really just give up, especially now myself.
Mm-hmm.
Is at this point, obviously, I'm sure this goal, but like the NBA being so close, I mean, how much of a motivation is that at this point? The whole G League is full of guys who are like one step away.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no idea what that could feel like. What is that going through your head?
Yeah, it's just motivation, because it's like you see, like, the opportunity is there. It's just on you to, you know, just go and take it. Like, just being consistent. You know, being consistent with your work ethic. You know, staying out of trouble. You know, just doing what got you there, plus more. I think that's the main thing. Like, you know, like constantly, like tonight, I might even go back to the gym tonight and get some extra shots up. Like, it's just putting in that work and, you know, just letting God handle the rest. That's my motto. Like, you know, just put in the work, let him handle the rest. You know, just let the chips fall where they may.
You make me want to go put some shots up right now.
I was about to say, I'm getting my
like
shoes.
I feel like I
shoes.
feel like I haven't shot any, you know, I haven't put any shots up today. I feel like I'm losing. My day's ruined.
So you're already
behind.
behind.
I'm already behind, man. Damn.
All right, so we're trying to keep these a little bit shorter, so we appreciate you taking the time. But I always like to close it out with the main question is, if you could give a younger kid or someone that's kind of following in your footsteps right now a piece of advice that you followed and it's helped you get to where you are, what would you say to them?
I think honestly, just listening. I think just listening, like really soak up as much as you can, even if you don't agree with somebody. Like, you just never know what something down the road you heard from somebody can affect you or help you. I think that's the biggest thing. I think I learned that at an early age, like just listening and taking any type of criticism, good or bad, and just, you know, just trying to get better.
Perfect. Well, where can people follow you, learn about you? Do you have social media? You want to give a little shout out?
Yeah, you can follow me. I got Twitter and Instagram. It's the same thing. Tato, TATE0 with 2 underscores. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter. I'm on there. I'm active on there. Facebook, Jaylon Tate. Just
Facebook.
my name.
Facebook shout out.
Yeah, Facebook. Shout out to Facebook. You know, a lot of connections on Facebook. No, I ain't got the TikTok. Yeah. You can follow me on the Instagram and the Twitter. So yeah.
Perfect. Well, hey, we appreciate it. Best of luck this year with the Warriors, and we'll be following along, man. Thank you.
Yeah, looking forward to a good year from you, man. Don't do us proud. We're really looking forward to what you're gonna do out there.
No, I appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot.